One.
Ladies and gentlemen, today with us we have Ira Jerome Robinson, aka Ira J, currently a sophomore at the University of Montevallo. He
Mhm.
seems to be a young man with big things in store. So,
Mhm.
Ira, we're pulling closer to 2010 right now. Anything you're very excited about? Any plans that you're real hyped up about for 2010?
Basically, I'm trying to achieve three big goals right about now. Grades, my poetry, and benefits. With my grades, I'm trying to get up to a GPA where it allows me to do a couple of things around campus that allow me to, meet a few people, network. And as far as poetry, I'm trying to write more inspirational poetry for my young people, my young minds that try to choose alternative routes that they really don't need to choose. And three, my benefits. I believe in giving back. If somebody would have talked to me or did something for me, maybe my life would be a tad bit better. But just basically giving back to my community and letting the young minds know there's a little bit more than what's in the streets. Well, what the streets has to offer.
Okay, well, besides giving back, what's clear is what we already know that poetry is your passion.
Hmm.
We've all seen it shown time and time again. Are there any projects that you're currently working on?
Projects I'm working on right now, as far as poetry, I can say I'm working real close with the artist LS. Right now, we're basically shedding the uglies about the hood and basically want to do some good in the hood. Some good. Basically, one person can change the world. People don't believe that, but if you really try, one person can change the world, or one person can inspire somebody to change the world, and that can be a contagious disease.
Okay. Well, one poem
Hmm.
that we've heard and all seem to love is as a poem that you call Southern Poetry.
Hmm.
It's clear that Southern Poetry is about making it out the hood as far as struggles with money, and about a lot of young cats, particularly a young man who is contemplating, getting into the cocaine selling business just so he can make ends meet. Do you have a lot of experience with young men who have turned to this alternative just so they can make their ends meet?
Actually, yeah. Southern poetry is a poem that basically talks about cocaine and how young men face that easy money route or face that time in their life where they say, "Man, if I do this, I can do that, and I make a little bit of money, and maybe I'll be okay." But basically, it's showing that it's not okay. Look at me. I even had those ideas of selling cocaine, but I chose the alternative route and went to college, and other people can do the same. Um, One thing when I was thinking about Southern poetry is basically my hometown of Brighton, where it's like a lot of like just desperate young people ready to just make a quick buck, anything. But if they put that same thing behind their dream, first have a dream, and then you put that determination, that persistence behind that dream until you catch it, nothing will be out of your grips. You can have anything. So I just believe that when I write poetry.
Okay. Well, clearly, um, selling cocaine is not your struggle. You said yourself that you chose not to take that route.
Hmm.
So, what's your triumph? What's your story? What's your Southern poetry?
My Southern poetry is basically I am a young black male out of Brighton, proud of it, proud city. And basically my struggle is um I grew up in a hard town, and basically, being in I was raised in a two-parent home, but still we didn't have all the luxury as other people have. I had to dig a little bit harder, stay up a little bit longer and study, things that, other kids may have the luxury of having. I had to fight for everything I ever had. I worked since I was 15. I'm 19 now, and I'm just trying to, still make it, still have that dream that I think of one day when I'm sitting in a big nice house, and I think all what I've gone through and what my kids don't have to go through. I think about that as that being a big point for me. Anybody in the hood who says like, man, I don't think I can do it. Like. I don't think I'm smart enough for college. Everybody's not for college. Well, everybody might not be for college, but it's always an alternative route, other than slanging yay. And I just believe that.
Well, moving past Southern poetry, um, I know that all of your inspiration doesn't come straight out of coming out of the hood or making something of yourself. Where else are you pulling inspiration from?
I'm pulling inspiration basically from my young people. Like right now, I'm pulling a lot of inspiration from my young people. Like a lot of music that's coming out, it 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 kind of puts me in the mindset of just wanting to write. You know, write about the joys you can have. Also, everything might not come easy, but just still achieving it and just having that dream and having that persistence, having that determination, having that inspiration to tackle it, fierce, being fierce at anything that you do, you know. So I just believe that my inspiration for 2010 is for writing poetry is just inspiration in itself, just all the great artists that write about, their their triumphs and their overcoming and all that. That's what I want to write about. I want to write about having inspiration and giving inspiration to other people.
Okay, all right. Sounds like a good idea, good basis for progress.
Hmm.
You said earlier that you're working on a project with an old friend of yours.
Hmm.
Are there any pieces that we should be on the lookout for? Any projects to be debuted in the near future?
2010 holds basically, we're trying to get a mixtape out right now with some of my poems on there, also Southern poetry on there. But right now we're just working in the process of just getting it all mastered and basically trying to get it out there to our audience. So that's the biggest project we're working on right now, is just trying to accomplish the smallest task, step by step, until we get to that goal so we can grab it.
Okay, well, sounds like you have great things in store, Ira.
Hmm.
Thank you for coming out and speaking with us. This has been a great interview. I hope you and I hope for you all the best. Um, Thanks again.
All right, thank you.